Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Jordan here, back with another video. Today's video, we got episode 2 of our new New York Rangers franchise mode here in NHL 26. Now, not going to spend too much time in the intro, so that's why we're starting right here with the edit line screen. Want to dive right into this squad. So pretty much how we're going to run the lines. I'm going to switch Trocheck and Zibanejad if that gives a +5 on the first line, as well as Trocheck has quick draw, so let's get him at center. And then the rest, I think I'm just going to leave. I like this third line getting that +3. You know, you could maybe do this and give Laffy the +3, but I don't know. I think I'd prefer, I just want Panarin, Miller, and Zibanejad to just have unreal seasons, get their value up so that maybe if we're not as good, they'll be willing to waive and we can get more for them. The D-core is going to run just like this. Gavrikov, Fox, Susie, Schneider, and Vakanainen and Borgen. And then obviously Shesterkin and Quick. And we do have a couple of scratches. I'll have to call up a defenseman if we get an injury, because injuries are turned on in this. They're just scaled down quite a bit. And I think we're just going to get right up to the trade deadline in this video. I'm not going to waste too much time here getting into it. So we've got the conversation here with Mike Sullivan. Says we have a great opportunity to lead this team to greatness. I agree. Let's establish our goals and make the most of this season. Well, let's see. What does he think? He thinks this team is good enough to compete for the cup? Oh boy. I mean, I'll agree with you so I don't piss you off, but I disagree. Oh, lordy. That is something. So we should be a playoff team just based off of that. Maybe I'm crazy, guys, but I very much disagree that this team, as it sits on paper, can win a cup. I would be surprised. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we miss the playoffs and this guy thinks we can compete for a cup. All right, first win of the regular season there against the Penguins. They're starting off 2-2, so it's a good start. Let's see, who's Grant Hutton? Let's get a look here. Ooh, gross. We don't need that. 74 overall in the show. There we go. A little bit of a win streak, up to 4-2 now, coming in against the Canadians. And we get shut out on back-to-back games. Wow. All right, so maybe a lack of offense early. So we drop now to 4-6. I could see our team being very streaky. We're not going to be a team that's going to win one, lose one, win two, lose one. We're going to like win 3 or 4, and then we're going to lose 5 or 6. Like, I could see that. That's how our season's going to go. And we'll just head coach replace the player. It's not a long-term injury. There we go, back in the win column. And then, you know, another loss against these Eastern Conference teams. And there we go. We get Zibanejad back. I'll quickly put him back in the lineup. So also it's interesting. Miller and Zibanejad are already down 1 overall each. Same with Lafreniere. Perreault as well was 78. I think Cooley and Rempe are both up in overall. And on defense, it all seems to be the same. And then goalie-wise seems to be the same as well. But I mean, 7-9-2, that's not a team that's going to make the playoffs. And I'm just going to let the roster, like, ride up. Sorry, I'm just going to let the roster, like, ride its course. I'm not, just because we could make the playoffs and we're not in a playoff spot, doesn't mean I'm going to stop the simulation right now and blow the team up. Like, we'll see. What does this team look like at the trade deadline as it stands, so that we know what we need to do at the trade deadline, because that's a good marker. Like, right now, we're a point out of a playoff spot. So do we really need to be making changes? No, because this roster could still get us there. So we're just going to wait and see, and we'll go at the trade deadline. We'll know if we're going to be a playoff team or if we're not going to be. It'll be very easy to see. But we're going to take a look here at the stats. So JT Miller in 27 games, him and Panarin both with 24 points. Zibby was 17. Fox was 17 as well. So the team is just, I would say it's a lack of offense. We don't even have a point per game player. Radish on the second line only has 9 points. Our fourth line center has 9 points, so that's not great. But I mean, as well as our bottom six is relatively young, right? Like Perlow is only 20. He's back up to that 78, but he's a depth forward, right? So we've got some guys like that. Same with Othman. Just some guys we're trying to get the growth from, right? So I'm not too concerned with the lack of production, but again, I like the stats from our goalies. 927 from Quick and a 918 from Fox. The goals against is not great, but when the save percentage is that high and the goals against is like also like high, that just tells you that it's team defense that is screwing him his stats. It's not the goalie themselves. These are still really good seasons, and you know, if the boys can change things around here, our goalie numbers will look a little bit better. And instead of like making trades, I'm going to edit the lines a little bit. So I'm going to get that +3 going. I'm just going to give Will Cooley the top 6 minutes. I don't really care if it's not going to be a plus, because I don't know. I just feel like he's still young. He's got that top 6 forward potential. When realistically we might not be making the playoffs, let's just let the young guys play. And I'm actually going to put Othman up on the third line, and Radish can play on the fourth line. Let's switch things around to let the younger guys play the most minutes. Defensively, I'm just going to leave it unless, let's see. So yeah, we'll do that as the only change. And we'll see if that, if those things are enough to mix up the team to maybe get some better results. Because again, I am fine either way. If we have our cup window early on, like we contend early on, or if we rebuild early on, it doesn't really matter to me. And I would assume it didn't matter to you guys. We got no comments on what we should do with the team. But again, I do definitely appreciate all the love and support this video got. All the comments from my buddy Cleanup, Scottish Terrier Lover, and then my buddy Bardowski as well. All right, Treyfix Wolanski. Fun fact, I actually met that guy in real life. I was friends with his cousin, so I got to hang out with him for an afternoon once. He's injured, so we'll just head coach replace the player. And there we go. Mixing up the lines seemed to really wake up this team. This is a huge win streak. We'll get Wolanski back in the lineup down here. How's he doing? We're doing okay. I'm not too mad. If this holy crap, shout out to Noah Lava, 20 goals in 28 games in the AHL. My God, what a beast. Holy, I was gonna say, we don't really have too many prospects down here. I'm not too mad if guys aren't performing, but my God. Morrow, he's I think the only other prospect that we have down. Yeah, so him and Lava and Morrow, 19 assists. That's pretty good for a guy that potentially could be in the NHL right now. So yeah, holy shit, we're 21, 16, and 3 now, 22. And Wolanski goes down again. Oh my, guys, injury prone. All right, what a month. So we went on a 3-game win streak, a 3-game losing streak, and then 4, 7, 8 wins in a row. That's a pretty good month. Let's take a quick peek here at the standings. Okay, I don't have to hide the cam. We can see it. So there you go, 47 points. We are tied with the Flyers for first in the division. They just have games in hand. So I like that. We picked it up. Those line changes were exactly what this team needed. How many games have we played? 42, and Panarin's got 37 points. Fox with 29. I'll take it. I'll take it. The squad's heated up a little bit. Let's take a look down here in the AHL. Laba, 27 points. Morrow with 20 on the back end. And yeah, Garand has 12 wins. So let me see. We're not in a playoff spot, I don't think. I also don't know how the AHL playoffs really work. So forgive me if I'm wrong and we are in a playoff spot. But either way, it's a good season of growth. We have very few prospects down there anyways. And you can see there, I just hid my name, that Noah Laba is 6th in the AHL in points. And he's actually first in goals. So his 20 goals leads the league down there. That's pretty awesome to see. But we're going to keep the sim going here. We don't need to look at the stats already. It's a little bit too soon again. But we've got a big month ahead of us. We play games against quite a few Eastern Conference teams, especially the 4 games that we must win in my eyes. 2 against the Rangers, Penguins, and the Flyers. Those games we need to win because they're divisional games. There we go. We start the month off strong with a big 3-1 victory. And you can just see the conference is so close. We'll get Trey Fix-Wolansky back in the squad once again. Hope to stay healthy this time. But like you guys can see here, we've got to switch back to the NHL. So, okay. We're 2-1-1 so far, but you guys can see when we take a look, it's very close. We're only 3 points back of the Hurricanes, 1 point ahead of the Flyers, 2 points ahead of the Devils. It's very close. I'm just looking to make sure, yeah, my cam's not blocking that so you guys can see it. So it's a battle in our division, and another Hartford player goes down. So we just want to make sure we get as many wins as possible. Eastern Conference teams are going to be big to get wins against. This game against the Flyers is a huge one for us. And okay, they get a point, but at least we get the extra one, so that's nice. We'll get Scanlon back in the lineup. I actually don't know. What are you? You're a defenseman. Okay, perfect. Forgot to switch back to the NHL lines. I gotta remember to do that when I'm at the injuries. But if we can end this month with 4 wins in these 5 or 6 games, that'd be pretty good. There you go. That's a big win against a weaker team. There you go. Big win against the Bruins. The Stars doing terrible. Fired Glenn. Ooh, there you go. Big 7-1 win, but then the loss and the back-to-back. Now this game, I would love it if we win and we get the 3-0 shutout. So let's go ahead. We'll go back to the main menus here. We'll take a look at the squad. I'm happy with the way the guys are performing now. You can see our goals against now is only 2.50. It's second in the league. And our goals for per game is 2.82. So we have the worst offense probably out of playoff teams, but we're the second best defensive team. The power play needs a little bit of work. The penalty kill is middle of the pack. And I'm just going to hide my camera for a little bit here, guys. So there you go. You guys can see Panarin, 52 points. Ehlers, this is the game we're coming into next here. He's got 49 points. All right, so we're second in the Metro. We are a point behind the Devils, who have a single game in hand on us. We are a point ahead of the Hurricanes, who have 2 games in hand on us, as well as the Flyers have 2 games in hand on us, but they are 3 points back. It really does look like we can be a playoff team. Again, we're not quite there for the trade deadline. But you can see Panarin, 52 points. Fox had a huge month. Now he's up to 41 points. Panarin now has taken over. He leads in goals. Fox leads in assists. Gabe, 22 points for rookies. And Shesty's got 25 wins. And yeah, not too surprising there. Nobody really up there for point leaders and goal leaders. And same thing there, assist leaders as well. But Shesty is second in wins. I mean, technically he's tied for 4th with a bunch of other guys, but if he wins 2 games and those guys don't, he's going to be first. So I think we're just going to keep on going here. Not going to waste too much time. Let's do, we literally have only 3 games in this month. So we'll sim right up to February 6th. I think that will be a good indicator for us to know just before the trade deadline if we're making the playoffs or if we're not. Bring my face back on the screen as we lose. before the Olympic break. Garand goes down with injury. All right, so we're back from the Olympics. Here we go. We got to play against the Flyers. Dowling went down with injury, so we'll just get him right back in the lineup now. There we go. And I forgot to switch back again. All right, we get a huge win against the Flyers, but we're down to third in the division. So let's see. Can we get a big win here as well against the Penguins? The Canucks have fired Adam Foote. That's good. He shouldn't be a head coach in the NHL anyways. I'm pretty sure we lost against the Penguins. And yeah, there you go. 3-game losing streak. And look at how tight our division is. I didn't even realize this. We lose 3 games and now we're 6th and we're outside of the playoffs. I don't like that. I really do not like that. It makes me think that we shouldn't be buyers. Because if we buy, like let's take a look. No, wrong screen. Let's take a look at the proposed trade. If we take a look, like we're right up against the cap. You can see there. Cap space, we have not even $1 million in cap. If we take a look, Lafreniere is the only thing with cap space that is probably like an overpay that we can trade. But he's having an okay season. There is some chance for growth. I wouldn't want to trade him at least until the draft. See if he's going to grow or not. Right? He's having an okay year. He's up on that first line now. And then there's Will Cooley as well. But his contract is great. He's a fantastic player. I love this kid. 32 points in 61 games. He should hit around that 40, 45 point mark. I don't think we need to trade him. There is Susie we could trade. He's got that $3.25 million. The only issue with that is we definitely need defense. So if we're trading him, we definitely have to bring back a player of his caliber. And a player of his caliber making less money, I just don't know if that exists. Right? It might be hard. We're gonna have to sign Schneider to a contract extension. He's on a really good deal. He's a DFD. He's having an okay year. I don't like that he's not really gonna put up the points. So I might not pay him as much as he's worth. We might trade him as well. But that would be at the draft again. So like, moral of the story here, we just don't have the cap space to really make a move. And besides that, if we look at rookie skaters, like, do we want to trade any of these guys? Like, I'd be okay to trade Emery. He's not even playing in the AHL because he's not good enough. He's not even 70 overall at 19. He's not going to grow. I would also be okay with trading Malcolm Spence. I just think 69, a top 6 forward, he's not going to grow. We wouldn't trade Morrow because he makes the NHL lineup probably next season. He's having a great year down there in Hartford. 34 points in 53 games. I like that a lot. And then, like, Noah Laba is not really the best prospect, but I mean, he's having a great year. Slowed down on the goals, but now he's piling up the assists. Like, he might crack the NHL roster next season. So, and outside of that, we don't really have the prospects. Especially like if we look at goalies, we have no goalie prospects. So even if we look at draft picks, like we have the Hurricanes first, I wouldn't want to trade our first as it stands right now. We're not a playoff team, even though we're only a point or two out of a spot. If we trade our pick and we miss, that's just awful. So we can maybe trade the Hurricanes pick, and that's about all we have for trade value. So my stance would be we just hold pat. No need to make a move. This team's good enough to make the playoffs, and if they're not, that's fine. I don't want to sell either because, again, there's not a lot we could sell. But yeah, Panarin, 54 points in 61 games. That's not great. We do have to figure out if we want to re-sign him. I would like to, but what I would do is a sign and trade. I would sign him and trade him away immediately. especially if we miss the playoffs, because at that point, then like let's start the rebuild or at least the retool if we're not even making the playoffs. That's just my thoughts. But yeah, I don't know. The guys are doing okay. Like I would like to see a little bit better numbers, but overall, there's not a lot to complain about. And yeah, look at that. Both these guys, their goals against average comes down and the save percentage goes up because we're playing a lot better team defense now. So I love the numbers out of Shesty and Quick. I mean, Quick's not playing too much, but when he is, he's playing solid. And there's 7 shutouts combined between the two of them. I'm very, very happy with the goaltending at least. And we'll just take a quick look. So we have nobody in the point leaders. And you can see, I'll move the webcam very quick. You guys can see there, Connor Bedard is actually 9th in league scoring. So there you go if you guys want to take a look at that. And you've got goal leaders as well. Again, if you guys want to take a more in-depth look, you pause the video, take a look. Assist leaders, you got Werenski, Makar, Verhaeghe, Nylander, not too surprising. And then Shesterkin's fallen down in the wins, but we just went on a pretty nasty losing streak, so I'm not surprised. So, all right, here is the draft class. Now, you just don't get the best scouts in year 1 of franchise mode. If you play franchise mode, you know this. I don't bother with scouting ever in year number 1, just because you get an idea. You play so much franchise mode, like what's what. I really would like McKenna or Verhoff for this team. So, we'll have a whole other conversation about this, in the next video, especially if we miss the playoffs. But right now, as it stands, if we miss the playoffs, if we don't get a top, let's say, 4 pick, I will package our pick and the Hurricanes pick to move up anywhere from 1 to 4. Stenberg, Moy here. I'm pretty sure this is a created player. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Never heard of him, though. And yeah, Verhoff, elite high would be just unreal. The kid is 6'4", 212 already at 17. Like, this kid's going to be a beast of a defenseman in the NHL. And then you've got Gavin McKenna. Obviously, he's that franchise forward. He's definitely who I would like to add. If we miss. And I would be willing to blow up the team and rebuild around him. Maybe do a 3-year rebuild. That way you could probably keep Fox around in a 3-year rebuild. Like, let's see. Yeah, Fox is 28. 3 years, he's 31. And then he's got what, from like 31 to 36 to win a cup? I don't mind that. You guys can let me know what your thoughts on that are. Same thing with Shesterkin. The only thing is he's already 30. He just might not make it through a 3-year rebuild and then be your goalie when you're coming out of it. But he's got the no move clause, so we're stuck with him. But yeah, I think that we could ask Zibanejad, who's the other guys here, Panarin and JT Miller to waive their clauses. If you guys think that's something we should do, I will do it. I'm not gonna ask Gavrikov just because I like him paired with Fox. It's a +2, despite the fact that he doesn't fit the team. You can see there the line fit's not good, so I want to keep him around. Schneider, if we trade him, it'd be at the draft. And then Will Borgen and these other guys don't really matter to trade away. But that's going to do it here for episode 2. Again, let me know your guys' thoughts. Once again, so happy, honestly, to be back doing YouTube. I don't really care about the views or anything. It's just a fun hobby for me, and I'm happy to be back in a place where I can be actually enjoying my hobbies. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you think we should do? Do you guys agree that we should hold pat? Should we start trying to sell right now to increase our chances at the number 1 pick? Or do we try to bulk up the team? Do we do we sell, or do we be a buyer? Let me know what you guys want us to do. Again, you guys are the assistant GMs. Just because I want to hold pat doesn't mean I will. If you guys want us to sell, then we'll sell, or I'll at least try my best. If you guys want me to buy, I'll be a buyer. This is for you guys at the end of the day. So whatever you guys want to do, that's what we're going to do. Again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support. It really means a lot to me. Make sure you like, subscribe, and YouTube will see you in the next one.